Joshua Hernandez. We're here with
Gav Tha Don,
a artist from
San Antonio, Texas.
All right. Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to. This is actually a follow-up interview.
Yes, sir.
We spoke a year ago.
Yes.
I feel like a lot has changed in that
lot.
year. So give us a quick rundown of what you've been up to for the last year.
This past year, it's been pretty life-changing, to be honest, just because I've made a lot of progress in my work, and I've just done a lot of things that I didn't think I would be doing in a year, let alone 2-3 years. Last year I was still recording on my Chromebook, my gaming headset, and now I got like a little mic. I got like a better laptop. I got better stuff. I'm making completely different music. Last year I was real underground rap. Now I'm like shoegaze, rock, whatever. I don't even know the genre, but I'm doing a lot. I've done 4 shows since. I've released 2 albums, a few EPs. I've gained a lot more traction, a lot more fans, met a lot more people, and life's been good this past year. I've been just doing me, just trying to do what I can and make it.
Hell yeah! You talk about shifting genres a bit. What prompted that shift for you?
Well, like I said in the last interview, I wanted to experiment with rock and stuff more, and I was just getting tired of being labeled as a rapper, as a SoundCloud rapper especially. I was being tired of being just labeled to one thing, and I just wanted to really show these people, like, I'm more than that. I'm way more than that. I can do more than that. Like, I have real talent. It's not just this little rap that, people say is easy or people say is just basic. Like, I wanted to, get out there, do more, and especially where I'm from, San Antonio, it's not a big scene for what I'm doing or really anywhere. I feel like I'm kind of combining like shoegaze / rap / rock or whatever. And I know people have done that before, but I feel like nobody, especially people my age, are really doing that, really talking about the things I'm talking about, or really, doing what I'm doing music-wise. And I just wanted to get out there and expand, find better or newer audience, and just be different. I love being different.
Hell yeah. And speaking of being different, we talked a bit outside about the San Antonio scene, and you even mentioned it just there, how your sound is different than what anyone is doing anywhere, but especially in San Antonio. Can you tell me a little more about the San Antonio scene as you've experienced it?
I say, like I said, yeah, it's not really really open to what I'm doing. Like we were talking about, it's a lot like, like metal based or hip hop, but not the hip hop that I would do.
What kind of hip hop is it's like trap?
Yeah, like trap, like that. Just that like San Antonio rap has like a specific sound that like I've noticed, and I like it, but it's just not something that I would do. I have friends that do it, and stuff. But yeah, it's just
just not your sound.
Yeah, it's not my sound.
Yeah.
But I do respect it, and cause they talk about the city. I love my city, San Antonio. But yeah, I mean it's welcoming for sure. Like, I've met people from San Antonio from doing my shows, and they're real cool. Like, I've made friends, and everyone's real cool. It's just for my sound, there's not much out there. Like, especially like the audience doesn't really pertain to what I do, but I still love it.
Yeah. When it comes to having a unique sound that you don't really hear anywhere else, I'm sure there's challenges when you're developing that sound, especially when you don't have people around you who might be interested or conducive to your creativity. What are some of the challenges you faced in this past year while you've been trying to develop your sound?
I guess influence, because like I said, it's not a lot like me or what I'm trying to do out there, so it's been hard to find like other artists that are doing what I am trying to do, and because I don't just want to be like a copy and paste of somebody else. I'm really trying to really do my own thing, so I guess influence has been a little tough, but I've always been able to, like, regardless of influence of hearing it, I've always been able to just pick up on whatever I'm doing, I guess, like music-wise, and really, I guess, put my own spin on it instead of, like, seeing someone else do something and trying to do what they're doing. I guess I've been good at doing my own thing with it, and yeah, so guess yeah, I say influence has just been the toughest part.
When you say doing your own thing or putting your own spin on the music, what is your own thing? What is the spin that you're doing differently?
Just really whatever I want. Like, it's hard to explain, but I feel like the way my mind works is just different than anyone else. It's like the way that I think, the way that I just do things, or it just hold on, my fault.
No, you're good. It's a pretty difficult thing to self-examine and be able to verbalize exactly, because we know how our mind works, but we might not be able to say how our mind works, because it's all internal, right? So when it comes to that sound, because I hear things in your sound that I don't hear in other shoegaze, or that I don't hear in other Midwestern emo, I think is a kind of a lane you're hitting, that I don't hear in other like emo rap. But I don't really know how to verbalize how it's different either, even though I hear the difference. That's why I'm asking you, like, what do you think is different about your sound or sets your sound apart from other artists or other music that you hear in those genre spaces that you occupy?
I say mine might be a little more fast paced. I feel like a lot of this, the shoegaze and the, like you said, Midwestern emo, whatever. More of the shoegaze is like real slow. You know, people are like, I feel like people carry a more like monotone voice, like a real like a mellow tone, I guess. And I feel like I bring more energy to it, and I like I've also tried to like implement like rap into it, like I feel like in songs like Night of the 27th, I'm Not Me Anymore. I feel like I'm like, you know, like kind of flowing on those, or maybe like Fantasize. I feel like I'm more trying to bring more energy into it, trying to like you know, sing and rap at the same time. And yeah, I feel like it's just different than what like these other artists that I hear are doing, because I feel like they're like slower, they're like just like slower, quieter. And I feel like I did that on my first album with this sound on I Want You Gone. I feel like I was also like, I had that like monotone voice, that tone, that real mellow tone, that real like quiet, like, you know, and I feel like I picked that up in my newer projects and stuff. And yeah, I'm just trying to progress and really create my own sound.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great way of putting it when you talk about bringing more energy and bringing more of that hip hop flow, not necessarily rapping, but it's a flow in the way that you sing. And when you combine those two together, I think it does create that unique sound, in that you can have that vulnerable energy and really express yourself and still kind of maintain that bravado that comes within hip-hop, if that makes sense. And when we talk about being able to express those emotions and vulnerability energetically, where do you tap into to be able to do that? Because when I listen to your sound, when I listen to what's your latest EP that you just dropped?
Tomorrow's Not Promised?
Yeah, when I listened to that, like, that was another level of like, oh, he's really feeling what he is saying. How do you tap into that?
Real experiences. I feel like it differs from last year, where I was kind of just like just making stories or whatever, just, you know, like tapping into like that overall feeling. But now it's like real things have happened, you know, relationships and stuff. So it's like real stuff, like the song Friday Night Downtown, that was about a real night. Like, that was something that really happened in my life, you know, and all that whole EP is something that, you know, is real, like my real feelings. So I guess that's why it felt different, I guess, because it was realer than my other stuff. So yeah, I was really feeling what I was saying. And yeah, so what was I gonna say?
Is that a significant change in what your work was in the past, where you're able to tell more real, authentic stories about what's going on in your life right now?
Yeah, for sure, because I feel like it's also easier with like the writing aspect, because like really I'm just like pouring my heart out onto a song, And also like with my last project, I Will Be Gone, that was, yeah, like I feel like it was a lot more emotion to that, into both of those. Even though I Will Be Gone was also like it was kind of like a story that I made up. It was still, like real emotions, just like the overall feeling. Just I kind of took what I was feeling with myself and turned it into like a breakup album, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, just realer emotions and just a realer sound. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to explain it, but
Yeah, no, realer emotions, I think, is a great way to put it. Because you kind of occupy a weird genre space where hip hop, it's very much a fake it till you make it genre in one aspect, or the emotions that you are allowed to express have to be expressed in a very confined space.
Mhm.
Like you can be sad in hip hop, but it has to sound like
like you don't really care.
yeah, exactly. Whereas in your music, like you feel that sense of loss when you're talking about losing someone, or that you feel that sense of longing when you're talking about wanting someone, and for that to come from a junior in high school, right?
Yes, sir.
Like that's kind of crazy, actually kind of crazy, and yeah, I'm just trying to picture like what's a studio session like when you're recording these things.
That last EP, I'm not gonna lie, I wrote all those songs at school. It's just I would be in class and I'll just like be bored or whatever, and I'll just get on my laptop because I started using my own laptop, whatever, and I'll go to YouTube, look at beats, and I'll just start writing. So I'll get my phone, start typing up lyrics. So yeah, a lot of it stems from that, and also just yeah, or I'll write like half of it at school, and I'll get home, get to my bedroom, write it, and then recording. I just go to my studio. My studio is just like my closet, my microphone, my laptop and stuff, and I go and I just record whatever I wrote down, or sometimes I'll add to it or I'll change it. But yeah, I guess a recording session just looks like me there singing.
How many takes are you doing of a song?
Not too many, to be honest. I'm not. Uh, I feel like a lot of people like punch in nowadays. Will they like do one line, stop, do one line, stop. I feel like I try to do more. I try to like just go, not the whole way, but just go as much as I can, I guess.
Yeah, go as long as you can until maybe a mistake or you lose the emotion and then stop and then.
Yeah, and then I'll redo. Yeah. Yeah, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Just the what is your studio session like? What is your recording process like?
Oh, yeah.
I think I definitely hear that long form take where you don't have edits, you don't have cuts in that, and I think you feel that helps you express your emotion in a consistent level, being able to do these long takes.
Yeah, it definitely does. Cause I feel like if I'm really feeling it, then I'll go and I'll do like a really long take, and I feel like honestly stopping kind of like hurts that, cause like when you feel those emotions, it's hard to how do I say it? It's hard to like
tap back in.
Yeah, it's hard to tap back into it. It's hard to like fake that. So when I really feel it, then I'll do like a long take, and then if I mess up, then it kind of it kind of sucks, but because it's hard to like tap back in. It's hard to mimic what I was feeling.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling it anymore, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, I think that is something that a lot of performative people might struggle with, right? Like, there's authenticity to emotion, and then there's mimicking emotion, and especially when you're listening to your own self back, like you might be able to tell, but the person who's listening might not be able to tell. But since you can tell, you're like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to try it.
Yeah, I try to make myself so where like I like it. Like I can like I want to feel like I'm like I didn't make it, and I'm just a fan listening to it, and I'm like in love with the song. That's yeah.
Hell yeah. No. With those recording sessions that you do and trying to get into those authentic headspaces, is it spur of the moment? Is it hey, I'm feeling this way about life right now, I need to go record? Is it, oh, I make sure I'm recording on these days? What's the routine?
It's a little bit of spur of the moment, and also I'm feeling this way, I need to go record. I guess, when something does happen, I guess, or if I'm, like, yeah, like, say something happens or whatever, I immediately, I'll go look for, like, a beat or something, I'll start writing, and I'll get and record while those emotions are still raw and real. And also, if I'm, like you said, I'm feeling this way, I need to go record. I feel like it's a lot of that, really, mostly, more than, like, the spur of the moment, because I'll feel a way how I feel or whatever, like sad, down, angry, whatever, and I'll go and I'll put those emotions to the song, because the way I look at it, and the reason why I'm glad I have music to turn to is because, like, I feel like, yeah, I'm feeling this type of way, and I can feel that and just not do anything and just, just sit there and be sad, be down, or I can go turn it into something great, turn it into something that'll benefit me, like music, and that's why I'm glad I have that to turn to, and because it also, helps make me feel better and stuff, and it's healthier than other options like drugs or self-harm, like all that.
Yeah, no, and that was something we talked about as well before we came inside, was how young men, especially young Hispanic men,
Mm-hmm.
aren't able or aren't allowed to express those emotions. Is that something you see at school or among your peer group?
Yeah, it's also something I felt. I felt for a long time that I couldn't really show my emotions, just because I don't know. The way I saw it was like, I don't want to be viewed as weak. I don't want to look weak for having emotions in general. Because I feel like, especially as a young Hispanic man, I'm supposed to be, I don't know, like
Macho.
yeah, like strong, like big, like I'm trying to like just be like a man or whatever. And I feel like it doesn't have to be like that. You can show your emotions. You can be vulnerable. You can cry, and
That is a man.
yeah,
Right? Like, being able to cry is what makes a man.
yeah,
Being able to show those in a healthy way is a man.
yeah. But I feel like it's not viewed like that. At least back then. I feel like now more it's becoming more acceptable, and that's what I want to do. I want to make people feel like they can show those emotions without feeling ashamed. Like, you can show those emotions and still be cool. You can still be you can be happy. You can be this, that, while still showing those emotions and just saying how you feel.
Yeah. Have you noticed since you started making music, have you noticed kind of a change in not just your mentality, but the mentality of people that are around you and hovering in your space?
Not much. The people around me, like, mentality wise. I mean, yeah, people will, like, I guess, change or whatever. Or I guess view me different. But my mentality, I guess, since I started making music, is just like, what I've noticed with the people around me is that people will, like, show, like, fake love, whatever. They'll be like, it's just funny whenever people come up to me and they're like, oh, that was a fire song you dropped last night, but I dropped the album, or I dropped the EP. I was like, it wasn't just one song. Like, and then I asked which song, and they're like, it wasn't just one. It's like, I don't know. And I don't know, I try to keep, like, or stay close, like, the genuine people, the people that are actually supporting me, the people that are actually there. And, I mean, I support the nice words, but it's like, if you're not gonna really listen to it, then don't come up to me and, like, try to be friendly. Don't come to me and try to act like...
Is this at school that you're doing this? Yeah. Or, I mean, this is me speaking as an adult now.
Mm.
I think I probably would have felt the same way at your age. Like, you're not listening to the whole thing. But honestly, like, is it people you know that are coming up to you being like, hey, that was a dope song? Or just straight... If a stranger came up to me and was like, yo, that was a dope song, even if I dropped a whole EP, I would still be...
Well, nah, like
appreciative that they...
No, I'm appreciative, but it's also like, I don't know, it's just...
As an artist, yeah, your work, when you release an album, that whole album is the work, not just is one piece of it.
Yes.
So I understand that. That's your whole vision. You want them to understand the whole vision.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think and this isn't to say you shouldn't feel that way, because I think those are valid feelings to be like, man, are you really supporting me, or are you just supporting me because it's cool to support me because I'm doing stuff? But I do think, like, let it be a chip on your shoulder, but still say, oh yeah.
I do. At the same time. I do feel appreciative of it, but it's, you know, especially when it's a stranger, or even people like saying negative things. I just hate one thing I hate the most is people that come up to me and talk. Can I cuss?
Yeah, of course.
Talk shit about my music. Say like, oh, like, just say that I suck or whatever, but I've never even listened to a song. Or like, it's some people I don't even know their fucking name. I don't know who they are. I've never seen them a day in my life, but they know my name. They know what I do. They know damn near everything about me, and they're like, oh, like, just talking shit. Like, oh, your music sucks.
That's the sign you're starting to make it. Honestly, like, once you start having strangers be haters.
It's been like that since last year, to be honest. Like, this one dude I remember, he was talking about Wishing You Well EP, which honestly, yeah, now it sucks. To me, honestly, that EP it doesn't suck. It's nothing compared to what I'm doing now. But he was like, bro, that EP sucked. Like, what are you doing? Like, you gotta make something better. He was like, I can't even bump that in the car. I was like, bro, I don't even know your fucking name, bro. It was in my history class. I don't even know your fucking name, bro. Like, just stop.
I can't laugh, but it's kind of funny. Like, there will always be that crab in the bucket mentality type of people who are like wanting to keep you down because they're not doing anything themselves, right? Do you feel that motivates you?
For sure. It, like, that just makes me wanna, cause like, it makes me mad, but it also motivates me to want to be better. Cause oh, you want to talk shit? Like, let me drop something that's gonna make you become a fan. And this happened where people like talk, and then they'll hear my new stuff and they'll be like, oh, like, it was kind of good.
Does that feel vindicating?
Yeah, it feels amazing.
Hell yeah. So. Are people starting to notice that you're making music more? It sounds like I know last year we were talking about it, and it was kind of like just a small circle of people that knew you were doing stuff. Now it sounds like, I mean, if you have strangers coming up to you talking about your music, it's starting to get a little play in your community. Is that a big change in the last year?
Yeah, for sure. Especially since I've been doing shows. Like, damn near my whole school knows about my music now. Like, all my teachers, like, everybody, like, all my friends, like, it's like the strangers, like I said. And also, like, and the strangers that come up to me too, they're not always hating. Sometimes they'll, you know, show support and stuff. You know, like, people that I've never seen and stuff. But, yeah, it has been a big change, because I feel like last year I was still just like some normal kid. I still am. I'm not really special just because I make music or I'm doing shows. Like, I don't think I'm like better than anyone. I'm, you know, still that same kid that I was last year. But yeah, people do like know, like, a lot more people do know about my music and, you know, my shows and stuff, and like, which is what I've been doing. I feel
you said your teachers also know about your music?
Yeah.
Are there any teachers who are fans?
Fans. My art teacher from last year that I talked about last year too, Miss Hyman. I don't have her anymore, obviously, but she supported me, and
Shout out Miss Hyman.
Shout out Miss Hyman. I think I shouted her out last year. I don't remember. I definitely talked to her.
Shout her out again.
She gets another shout out. I haven't talked to her in a while because I don't have her class anymore, but yeah, she was cool. And my CCA teacher, his name's Mr. Paul. He plays my music sometimes, like, while we're working outside building our, because we're building a micro cabin right now. And
CCA, what's CCA?
Construction Career Academy.
Okay. And y'all are building a cabin, is what you said?
Yeah, a micro cabin. We're also building like a tiny home and stuff.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff, but yeah, he plays my music sometimes when we're outside working, because we got the speaker, and he'll play it while we're working outside. So that's been real cool.
That's cool. When's the last time he's done that?
Just I think this past week.
Okay.
Or
the new.
Nah. He played some stuff off I Want You Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is the song that gets you the most, not plaudits, gets you the most compliments when people talk about the most?
play some of my newer stuff. Friday Night Downtown. A lot of people have like become fans because of that. For Everything, a lot of people like. What Are You? I dropped that back in August. My last album got a lot of new people listening to my stuff. But yeah, I feel like those three songs, like the more like upbeat ones, I guess, like For Everything, What Are You, Friday Night Downtown, those three, I think I get a lot of compliments on.
Dope. We talked about the relationships you have with other artists. We talked about a lot with your scene right now, but a lot of what you do isn't local, right?
Yeah.
A lot of it is with people from around the country. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Another thing that changed since last year, I made this music collective called Ecstasy, and it's with me and some of my friends that I've met through music online and stuff.
Can you shout some of them out, or can you say who's?
Yeah, shout out Virgo. I shouted a lot of these people out last year. Shout out Virgo, Huerito. Shout out Leon. Shout out Yves Christ. Shout out YG3 Drippy, Ty 4 Prez, B-Lo Bands, all those guys. I love those guys. Shout out Duffy 333. He ain't in Ecstasy, but that's my brother. I love Duffy. Yeah, those guys. I love those guys.
So where is everyone from? You don't gotta go person by person where they're from, but just give me an example of where y'all are.
Some people from Baltimore, Philly, or not, well, I don't know if he's from Philly, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Cali, Houston, Idaho, everywhere, like all across the country is really, yeah.
And how did you formed the collective, right?
Me, Huerito, Leon, like we pretty much created it.
So how did it come to fruition?
It's actually it's a funny story. Can I? It's not bad. All right.
Go ahead. We can edit it out if it's too
all right.
bad.
Anyway, because we was just all in this group chat that we joined through another artist that we had found on TikTok. It was me, Leon, Huerito. Oh, shout out my boy Anthony too. He makes some cover arts for me and stuff. And yeah, so we all met in that group chat, and I was stupid. I would always just say like the craziest things in that group chat, whatever. And they would be like, "You need a PR team." so we made a group chat, and it was called Gav Tha Don's PR team. It was like a joke, and then we were just talking because me and Leon were working on projects at the time, and we were just talking about music like crazy, and we were like, "Hey, we should make like a group or like a label or something, a collective." And then we just started going through names. I think one of them was like Ethereal or whatever. We were gonna call it like Ethereal Records or something, but then we landed on Ecstasy, and we all loved that. So that night, it was Christmas Eve. It was that night. We was there. We created Ecstasy. We got some people to join besides us, and it's just we've all been real close. Like since then, we've all been real close. Know them guys for over a year. We've all gotten real close. Made a lot of music together, and yeah. And Leon, shout out Leon again. He's dropping a project, High Fantasy. Hopefully at the end of this year, I have a few songs on that. Along with other guys from HC, Virgo, Huerito. We all worked on that.
I feel like it seems that collective is pumping out work. Like almost it seems like every single week there's a different something getting dropped from y'all.
Yeah, like whether it's me, Huerito, Virgo, Leon, we're all dropping music.
Do y'all feel like y'all push each other?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially as Leon's been working on his project throughout the year, he's been getting us to do verses, and like if someone's taking long to get a verse in, we'll be like, hey, like come on, like hurry up, we'll like push each other. We're not like, it's all jokes, it's all love, but we do push each other to be better and like to, just work.
Yeah, and I feel like you need people like that when you're in any environment, but especially a creative environment where you need that. It can be isolating, right? When you're in your closet by yourself recording it. Probably does it give you that greater sense of community when you're talking to those dudes and they're telling you, hey man, you need to go record this, or hey man, that this preview is dope, or they're sharing their music with you. Does it give you that sense of, all right, this is something I want to keep doing because of these guys?
Yeah, for sure. Because like I said, I love those guys. Like even outside of music, like we just have a normal conversations. Like we crack jokes and stuff. Like those are like my real friends. It's not just like a business thing. Like we all for real friends. and we're all just we all want the same thing, and we're all just trying to work together and get to that point where we all want to be at.
And how do you balance all this stuff? I mean, you have school, you have your own music, you have a collective that you're working with. What else are you doing?
That's it, to be honest.
But still, that's a lot of things to...
I'm looking for a job.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I need money to pay for shows and stuff, but other than that, I'm not really doing much. Besides the music, besides school, and it gets a little tough to balance, but I honestly find myself putting off school more than I should, which is bad. Like, I shouldn't do that. I should put off music for school, but I don't know.
I'm not gonna. I'm sure Dad probably doesn't appreciate, but I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate. I understand following a passion more than, especially these Texas public schools. Like, as much as I advocate for education, I know these Texas public schools are not doing the best with being able to reach kids and teach kids.
Yeah.
What's the public school life like right now in San Antonio? Because I know I'd be hearing some crazy stories.
Yeah, just yesterday they had metal detectors in the bathrooms at my school at Warren. Well, I didn't mention this last time. I don't technically go to Warren. I technically go to Construction Careers Academy, but I still have classes in Warren. It's literally the same.
Yeah, same campus.
Yeah, so it's not. I just say I go to Warren, but anyways, they had metal detectors in the public. In the main building restrooms. Yeah, because people are always bringing their weed pens, whatever, to go smoke, or this year there's been multiple people that have come with guns to school, and that's just horrible. That's I don't know why people even do that. I feel like I said, or I talked about it in that one song DNA about kids bringing guns to school, and it's people just bringing to show it off, I don't know. It's a big thing to be hard, have guns. It's just stupid to me. It's but yeah. So there's a lot of people bringing drugs, guns on campus. People fighting, just normal stuff.
That's the thing.
It shouldn't be normal.
It shouldn't be normal,
but
right?
It is.
And
the way I'm just casually talking about it is I shouldn't be.
That shouldn't be the case, and
that's just how it is.
That's why I say I'm not going to hate when you're putting off. If that's an environment that you're trying to learn in, if that's supposed to be your learning environment. If you have a choice between focusing on a place where people are getting beat up every day, or bringing guns every day, or getting frisked before they go to the bathroom every day, versus being able to express yourself creatively, deal with those emotions that you're feeling from having to go through that every day. It makes sense why you would focus more on music.
Yeah.
And I think I'm seeing that a lot from kids who are currently in school. It's I got other things to do than. And it sucks because I know the power of education. I know what it can do, and I feel like it's an intentional effort by the powers that be to make public education suck so bad, right? To make it not an outlet, to force kids into lives of crime, lives of poverty, so that way they can just keep farming them and exploiting them. Which is why it's important to have these creative outlets, right? Do you think if these kids who are bringing guns to school and getting high every single day at school, do you think if they had a creative outlet that gave them validation or opportunity, do you think that would decrease the amount of turmoil at your school?
I think so, because I feel the validation part, I feel people seek validation in being cool, smoking, doing drugs, bringing guns to school. I feel people seek validation in that from people that think that's cool, which is not. It's lame as fuck. Don't do that. But, people seek validation from that. But I feel if they found that sense, or that feeling somewhere else in music or art, painting, got paintings all around this house. I feel if they did something like that, or maybe a sport, literally anything, they just had anything else to go to feel a part of something, then they wouldn't feel the need to do these things that they do.
Do you feel that those opportunities to find those things are easily accessible right now, or do you feel there is a barrier for a lot of kids to be able to find those things?
Um, I guess it depends on your situation, cause like art, it's as simple as a pen and a pencil, as a pencil and a paper, and with like music, I guess that's a little more hard to access. I guess
Like, I
it really
mean,
just
you were doing it with
a
like
Chromebook, gaming headset, yeah.
you know.
But yeah, I mean, but people always have it, worse, and that's why I was grateful for what I had, even though it wasn't really good. It's something, and I was grateful for that, and I'm grateful for the stuff I have now. It's still not the best, but it works really good, and I love it, and yeah. So it really just depends on the situation. I try not to like judge or anything because you never know what someone's going through. People go through like the worst at home. Um, so I try to like put myself in their shoes and understand, but sometimes it's hard to do that because I guess I haven't experienced, you know, if they're going through something at home, like I don't know, maybe their parents are on drugs or something, maybe they don't have parental figures or something. I feel like a lot of people find parental figures in like older friends or something. Um,
Who also might not have had
yeah,
parental figures.
yeah, who also like do these things, and that's why if that's especially like in your environment too, like if that's all you grew up around, then what do you expect? Like, yeah, people can stray away from that and go do something else, but like if that's all you see growing up, that's all you hear, do, then I mean you can't blame them.
Yeah. No, I think you voiced that perfectly. I think you voiced that perfectly. Uh, I know you talked about wanting to help the community as you start growing as an artist and as an individual. Is that something you feel you still want to keep doing, like in the future?
For sure, I wanna do the most that I can to, especially the younger generation. I want to do the most I can to make sure that they don't have to go through these things. Make sure they don't have to turn to drugs, turn to violence, turn to gangs, guns, whatever. I want and also want to help people feel like they can be more creative, like they can show that creative side of them, like they can show that emotional side of them, like I was saying. And I also want to just help, make sure, like I said, I want to make sure everyone has something to eat, has a place to stay. I want to make sure everyone's good, especially because I love my city. I love San Antonio, and in a perfect world, no one struggles, but obviously it's not perfect. But I want to do the best I can to make it as perfect as possible. Yeah.
1 year from now, what progress do you want to make? When we're having this conversation next November, what progress do you want to be able to be like, I did this, 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 and this?
I wanna let's see. I wanna at least make my first 1,000 from music. Um, I wanna be not financially stable because I'll still be in high school, but I want to have good money for music. I want to be able to have helped out my community in some way, whether that's like donating or anything I can do. I want to have released more projects, done more shows. I want to be able to make a name for myself, even if it's just locally, which I feel like I'm slowly doing now. But I want to do that more. I want to make myself like a known name here, like that. Like people will say that name, you're like, oh, I know that guy. Like, oh, like I heard his last project or something like that. I wanna be able to have made all that progress. And yeah, I wanna be able to support my family, help out with everything. Make sure, just not just my immediate family, but like everybody, like my friends. I wanna make sure everybody has something to eat that night or something. I want to make some type of change, significant change in my community.
In a
1 year from
year,
now.
or is that a 5-year plan?
That's a year. I want to do it now.
Okay, okay, I respect that. I do respect that. And I'll keep tapping in and seeing what the progress, seeing how we can help. Any closing words? Any last shout outs? Anything you want to say to the fam, to the crew, to the Ecstasy Gang, or whoever you got a girl you want to shout out? No.
Nah. Shout out Ecstasy, man, Virgo, Widito, Leon, YG3 Drippy, Vest Christ, Bilo Bands, Typhoid Prez. Anyone I forgot, I'm sorry. My mind's not running all the way right now, but go stream Tomorrow's Not Promised. The EP is out now, all platforms. Gav Tha Don, GAVTHADON, no spaces, no caps. Go stream. I'm working on a project to drop hopefully sometime early next year. And I'll probably drop a single sometime this month, maybe in the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm constantly working on music, and I'll be excited to see. I might have a few shows coming up in December, hopefully one. But yeah, so just stay tapped in. It's only up from here, so tap in early before it get too big.
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, what are you on?
Gav_ECKS on Instagram, TikTok. That's really all I'm on.
Alright, good. That's a wrap, brother.
Sir.